This is a biodiversity case study on the blue whale, with the scientific name of
Melanoptera musculus.
It is currently on the category of endangered species, those species who are considered to be at a high risk of extinction. They are solitary mammals, sometimes encountered in pairs, and they range throughout the world's oceans. Humans have done the most damage to this magnificent animal, almost driving it to the brink of extinction. Looking at their habitat, the blue whales live basically in the whole world ocean and big outer seas. They can be found around the coast of California. They are found from the icy waters of the extreme southern hemisphere to the island of Alaska at the northern boundary of the Pacific Ocean. This animal shares its environment with thousands of marine organisms, including cetaceans. Of these organisms, blue whale's diet is made up mainly by small shrimp-like animal called krill. The whale must eat up to 3 to 4 tons of krill a day during summer to be able to survive the rest of the year. Additionally, it is considered fed upon to a certain extent, since the only known attacker of the blue whale in the ocean is the killer whale. The niche role of the blue whale is also to keep the krill and plankton from reaching high levels of productivity. When the whale gets a mouthful of krill and water, it filters through its baleen plates. Baleen plates are gray-yellow color, considered their teeth. Pre-whaling, there may be more than 250,000 blue whales, but by 20th century whaling fleets, the species was nearly exterminated before receiving worldwide protection in 1967. The blue whale has a truly global distribution, occurring in all oceans except the Arctic and enclosed seas. But despite these, they are one of the rarest of the whales, numbering between 10,000 to 25,000. Most biologists consider them to be among the most endangered of the great whales. Only one population in the eastern North Pacific of California is showing real signs of recovery and currently numbers of about 2,000 animals. In the red list category and criteria, it identifies the blue whale as an endangered species. The gestation period is approximately 10 to 12 months, and blue whale calves are nursed for about 6 to 7 months. Most reproductive activity, including births and mating, takes place in the winter season. Weaning probably occurs on or the route to the summer feeding areas. The average calving interval is probably 2 to 3 years. The age at attainment of sexual maturity is uncertain, but is thought to be 5 to 15 years. This is a map that shows the geographical range of the blue whale along the coast of the North and Central America. Furthermore, this is a map that shows the migration patterns of blue whales that are not well understood but appear to be highly diverse. Some populations appear to be resident year-round in habitats of year-round high productivity, while others undertake long migrations to high-latitude feeding grounds. But the extent of migrations and the components of the populations that undertake them are poorly known. A series of external factors exist that have resulted in the status given to the species and caused a huge decline in the numbers. In 1970, the blue whale was listed as endangered due to a series of things such as commercial whaling. Showing here the distribution of commercial whaling through 1970 to 2011. Research whaling, bycatch whaling, small type whaling, aboriginal whaling, anthropogenic noise, marine pollution, climate change, overfishing, disease, water development projects. Furthermore, blue whales are threatened by chemical and sound pollution, habitat loss, overfishing of krill, ship strikes, and becoming entangled in fishing gear. Climate change could also have a major impact on its food supply, since global warming and associated ocean acidification may impact krill populations. There are a series of intergovernmental and non-governmental organizations that have been serving to protect the species. I'm gonna refer to 3 of them. The Worldwide Fund for Nature is an international non-governmental organization working in the field of the wilderness preservation and the reduction of humanity's footprint on the environment. WWF will be directed towards increasing awareness of the need for blue whale conservation at the national and regional levels, to create opportunities for local communities to be involved in, and to profit from citizen conservation initiatives. The majority of WWF's global conservation work to protect whales and dolphins takes place within the context of the International Whaling Commission. WWF is also promoting the creation of marine protected areas in whale habitats. The IWC is a voluntary international organization that had granted protection to blue whales by 1966. Catch limits for all commercial whaling have been set at zero by the International Whaling Commission since 1986. A major new development is the IWC's involvement in whale watching as a sustainable use of citizen resources. They can also improve the status of the whale in the long-term recovery objective for blue whales to minimize anthropogenic threats to allow their conservation status to improve so they can be removed from the threatened species list. STW is a non-profit educational organization. Save the Whales prevents Navy ship shock tests and saves 10,000 marine mammals. Save the Whales supports rescue efforts. Fishing nets entangle and drown marine mammals every day. Countless marine mammals were saved from death and injury, including endangered whales, dolphins, and seals. But the importance of whales is greater. All of these organizations contain media resources, making them easy to contact. However, the WWF and STW organizations possess diplomatic constraints and political influence, where they have more experience because they are global NGOs compared to the IWC small-scale organization.